Welcome to Advanced Placement Biology. For those of you who have had me in the past, this format will not be new. And for those of you who haven't had me before, I kind of hope that you enjoy this as much as everybody else seems to. So I wanted to make this quick video to offer you an introduction to some of the things that will be going on in AP Biology this year. And those things will start with your summer assignment. So for starters, I do what is called a flipped classroom. And so that means that you really won't get many lectures from me. Instead, a lot of your homework will be watching lectures. And so when you get the summer assignment from me, it will be this sheet, and you will notice that there are textbook chapters over here that basically say, hey, these are the parts of the textbook that you have to read. Generally, it is my expectation that you will read the textbook chapters. If there is something that you choose to do with that, I will explain that later. But you should keep in mind that if you do not read those textbook chapters, you're not going to gain enough information to really succeed in this class. Now, as for the flipped classroom piece, you'll notice over here is a list of video lectures. Now, we're going to watch these on a website called Edpuzzle. I'll show you what that is in 1 second. And you're going to need to watch every video that's on this list. Sometimes it will be a lot, like this one's a pretty decent amount. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 of them. Sometimes it'll be fewer. The videos are never longer than 15 minutes. Most of the time they're shorter than that. But it will be an expectation that you watch them all. Unfortunately, those of you who are used to it in the past, I will not be the one making these videos. So let's actually talk a little bit about the website Edpuzzle. So this is Edpuzzle. I don't know why it's not working. So when you log in, and you're not going to do anything to create an account, you're going to do a login through Google Classroom using your school email, you will see a list of videos. There is a date here when they are open for you to watch, and a date here that they are due by. Now, you will notice this is a pretty huge swath of time because it's the summer assignment, but generally you'll have, a week or two. All right, I'll give you all the videos accessible at the beginning of a unit, and then you will have to watch them by the end of the unit. When you click on the video and you go to watch it, see, for me, it looks like I'm editing it. But when you go to watch it, what you'll notice is there are questions in the video. And it's my expectations that you will answer those. Now, in those of you who've done this for me in the past, I didn't make these videos. All right. That may be good or bad for you. And there aren't as many questions because at this point, my expectation is that you're watching this video with the intention of learning from it. And so I don't need to guide you as much because you're a more advanced learner. So you will need to watch all these videos. And then if I go back here to our checklist, I want to talk a little bit about sort of what I've got going on here. So in terms of learning the material for any given unit, it is my expectation that you are going to complete a minimum of 3 activities from this checklist. 1 activity must be from each level of learning. Now, you'll always be able to do more than that. But I really always want you to be thoughtful about how much time you have and your comfort level with the material and how you feel like you've been doing and whether you've been communicating with me about what else you might need to do or if there's a specific place where there's a gap in your skills or your knowledge. I don't want you to just do work for the sake of work. And to that end, the checklist is worth no points towards your grade. You still must do it. But this will not be a game of attempting to get as many points as possible. I will always encourage you to work with other students. Assignments in general still must be completed individually, meaning if both of you made notes from the video, but you were watching the video together, then both of you still have to have the notes. But some of the assignments have a designation that says group. And if they have that designation, then a group of 2 to 4 of you can complete the assignment together. If the assignment has the designation group, that means that you only have to complete 1 assignment for the group. Any assignment, even one that has the designation group, can be completed by yourself. I really, really want you to keep in mind that when you're doing work for this class, your goal is not to complete work for the sake of completing it. Your goal is not to complete work so that you can score points. Your goal is to learn. And each of the assignments that I've offered here can help you learn in different ways or help you learn different aspects of the material. And the goal here is for you to be thoughtful about how you will best learn this material. To that end, I have stolen a designation from your textbook, which divides the work into 3 levels, level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 1 is meant to be activities that will help with the remembering and understanding of the concepts in the unit. Level 2 is activities that sort of help you with applying the concepts to different situations and analyzing them in unique ways. And then level 3 are activities that help you either evaluate the concept at the highest orders or create something using the concepts. So as I said before, my goal is to get you to complete 1 from each level. And then if you complete more than that, that's fine. But I really want you to be thoughtful about why you're doing more and what your goal is with doing it. So to that end, level 1 assignments that you can complete for the summer assignment. The first thing is you can make 2-column notes for chapters 41, 42, and 43. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that it's my expectation that you read them. If you feel that taking notes on the textbook chapters is going to be a useful strategy for you to learn, then maybe this is the level 1 assignment you want to complete. The other option is you can make 2-column notes for all the videos. Again, I expect that you will watch the videos, but if you want to take detailed notes from them, then this could be the assignment for you. I have a selection of coloring sheets, and I'll bring this up right now. We will have a Google Classroom for this class, and the classroom has the assignments by level 1, level 2, level 3, and even some general assignments. And so you'll be able to find any of the assignments here. And so if you were to look, you can see that I have a PDF of coloring worksheets. And if I were to open it, what you will find is there's a section of reading with instructions on how to color them, and then a thing here for coloring them. Now, the circle down here at the bottom is meant to be a sort of fill this in and then color A, everything that color. So the text itself gives you some instructions, and then you can sort of create your own key. If you choose this assignment, the expectation is that you complete all of them. And the expectation is that you do the reading, because the reading that goes along with each coloring sheet has detailed and useful information about the topics that we're trying to learn for this unit. However, I have found in the past people like to color, so I thought that that would be a good assignment to have there as a choice. You will notice that there are some optional assignments from a website known as HHMI. It stands for the Howard Hughes Medical Institute. They actually run a website. I'll just take us to it real quick. It's called the HHMI Biointeractive. They have a lot of interesting things. You'll notice there's some cool assignments for the summer that are on here. And they also have some basic, like, hey, here's a little animation with some click-through options to see if you understood what they said. And so that's a little bit about what you find here, is some of the Howard Hughes Medical Institute animations that relate to this unit. So if you'd like to, you can complete those assignments. When we go down to learning level 2, we find a couple of different things. So for one, you can use the textbook chapters and actually write out answers for the concept check questions. So a couple things about that. I always expect you to write your answers in complete sentences, but science writing is different. You don't write for the sake of writing. You explain the answer, you offer the evidence for why that's the answer, and then you move on. I have put up on Google Classroom some ecology practice problems that you can complete. There is also a population ecology virtual lab. That is an assignment that can be done as a group, and that is found on Google Classroom. You can do the Pearson chapters 40, 41, 42, and 43 online assignment. So there is a website called Mastering Biology, which you will get a login for. It's actually on the sheet. And I have put in some assignments for it. Okay, so I don't know why it's like this. There is a calendar here. And let's see if this will fix it. There we go. So you can see over here, there is an Introduction to Mastering Biology, Chapter 40 homework, Chapter 41 homework, Chapter 42 homework, 43 homework. So there's a group of different assignments within each of the homework things. Some of them are just like practice questions. Some of them are little like digital mini labs. But those are the homework assignments that the checklist is referring to. You also could do the Gorongosa National Park biome activity. So there's a series of like really interesting labs on HHMI that involve looking at basically like a nature preserve and all kinds of publicly available data around that, and it has different activities for you to do with that data. There's also 2 HHMI click and learns in here. Then when we look at the level 3 activities, there is building concept maps with the vocabulary. So vocabulary is an unbelievably important aspect of learning biology. Unfortunately, for this unit alone, there's like 130 words. So when I say building concept maps, I don't mean that you need to build a concept map using all 130. All I want you to do is build a concept map using some of them that helps you put some ideas together. There is no minimum for how many you should use. There is no maximum for how many you should use. But do keep in mind, it would be impractical and almost useless to try to put one together with 130 vocabulary words. You could write me a 15-question multiple choice quiz. Obviously, you would have to write these questions yourself. I would not expect you to copy them out of the textbook homework or anything like that. Within each textbook chapter, there are questions that are labeled as scientific inquiry chapter review problems. You could do those for the 4 chapters in this unit. There is a couple of case studies on Google Classroom, building a more intricate web, a trip to the beach, and are invading bullfrogs harmful? All of those case studies involve a real-life situation and some analysis for you to do around it. You could do those as a group. There are a couple of more Gorongosa National Park activities on HHMI you could do. There is a coral reefs. I think this one's a case study, but it's a coral reefs and how global warming is going to affect them activity. And then finally, there's a activity about tracking genetically modified mosquitoes. So again, your goal with all of this is to complete the activities that will help you learn the most, or alternately also like engage your scientific interest. Your minimum is to do 1 from each unit. Finally, the last thing I want to point out is some of our resources down here. So you'll notice down here there are codes. The first code is for Google Classroom. That's going to be essential. Once you're on Google Classroom, I will then import the people who've signed up from Google Classroom to Edpuzzle. So you won't be able to watch the videos till you are on Google Classroom. Over here, there is a Remind class code. At this point, everybody uses Remind. It's ubiquitous, but I do like it as a way to communicate. And so I do answer questions. And so if you want to reach out to me over the summer and get answers to questions, you need help, that's a good place to start. So you're going to want to sign up for that. Finally, we have the Pearson class code and the Pearson access code. So I will have a link to the website where you need to sign in for the online textbook, but these are the codes you're going to need. You will notice that there is the MB Albright code, which should be our class, and then there is a access code, which allows you to access the online textbook. All right. That's it. I think that's everything that I wanted to introduce you to. Hopefully you enjoy the unique way that I go about doing things and that we're going to have a great time with AP Bio this year. All right. That's it. Thanks. Enjoy your summer.